Bhangarh was once not a ruin but a living kingdom breathing with music, laughter, and moonlit courtyards, where the lamps never slept and the winds carried stories instead of fear, and at the heart of this beauty lived Princess Ratnavati, whose presence alone was said to soften hardened warriors and silence restless hearts, a woman whose eyes held the calm of lakes and the fire of destiny, admired from afar yet untouched, protected not just by guards but by fate itself, and among the many who watched her from the shadows was Singiya, a dark sorcerer feared across the region, a man whose knowledge of spells surpassed devotion to gods, whose heart had long abandoned love until the day he saw the princess pass through the marketplace, her anklets echoing like a spell stronger than any he had ever cast, and in that moment obsession wrapped around his soul like a curse, for he did not desire her love, he desired possession, believing magic could bend even destiny, and so he began his plan quietly, patiently, waiting for the day Ratnavati would walk alone to the palace gardens to buy perfumes and oils, unaware that fate itself was being rewritten, and when that day arrived Singiya infused a vial of fragrant oil with a forbidden love spell, whispering ancient words meant to enslave the heart, believing that once the princess used it she would fall helplessly into his arms. But magic is never blind and destiny never silent. Because Ratnavati sensed something wrong, a heaviness clinging to the bottle, and trusting her intuition she threw the oil upon a stone, where the spell rebounded violently, striking Singiya himself, crushing him under the weight of his own dark desire, and as he lay dying, rage burning brighter than pain, he cursed not just Ratnavati but the entire city of Bhangarh, swearing that love would rot into despair, joy into screams, and life into eternal silence, and the sky darkened as if the heavens themselves recoiled, the winds howled like mourning spirits, and that very night strange sounds echoed through the palace halls, shadows moved without bodies, laughter turned hollow, and people felt an invisible hand pulling hope from their chests, and if you're feeling the chill already, remember stories like these are whispered through time to those who listen. So if you don't want to miss such dark legends, now is the moment to subscribe, because what happened next sealed Bhangarh's fate forever. The curse did not strike like lightning but spread like poison, slow and inevitable, turning Bhangarh's golden days into endless nights where smiles faded without reason and dreams turned restless, marriages collapsed into suspicion, songs lost their melodies, and even children woke crying from nightmares they could not explain, and Princess Ratnavati herself grew pale, burdened not by guilt but by the weight of knowing that one man's twisted love had doomed thousands, and soon whispers filled the streets of unseen footsteps, voices calling names from empty corridors, and lights flickering in homes long after their owners vanished, until one dawn the city simply fell silent, as if time had abandoned it, leaving behind empty houses, broken temples, and echoes that refused to die, and travelers who later dared to enter Bhangarh claimed they heard anklets at dusk, laughter without mouths, and cries carried by the wind, and even today locals swear that no bird flies over the fort after sunset, no flame survives the night, and no heart returns unchanged, because Bhangarh is not just a ruin, it is a warning carved in stone. That love forced becomes destruction, that obsession births ruin, and that magic born of desire never ends in peace, and as centuries passed the fort crumbled but the curse endured, feeding on fear, memory, and belief, waiting for those who dare to listen too closely, and as you hear this story now, ask yourself. Was Singiya's spell truly broken, or does it still linger in the shadows, whispering to anyone who confuses love with control? And if this story sent a chill down your spine, imagine the countless untold legends still buried in darkness, waiting to be revealed. So don't let these stories fade into silence, subscribe to the channel, stay with us, and return for the next tale, because some stories don't end when the words stop. They wait for you in the dark.